Hi everyone, I'm Nate Nobile. Today I would like to read from Plato's Republic. And I'm going to touch on the section which talks about, I'm going to read the section in Book 10 which talks about the rewards of goodness in this life. I think this is important, and this is a very fruitful part of the Republic. So here's the reading. And now I said Socrates, I think our argument has fulfilled the conditions you laid down. In particular, you avoided mentioning the rewards and reputation which justice brings. As you complained, Homer and Hesiod do. We have found that justice is itself the best thing for our true self. This isn't Plato and Socrates and Plato. That we should act justly whether we have Gyges' ring or not. And a cap in the bark. We have Gyges' ring and a cap of invisibility into the bark. Gyges' ring was an allegory told earlier in the Republic. A story told earlier in the Republic. That's perfectly true, said Glaucon. That being so, Glaucon, I asked, can there be any objection if we go on to describe the rewards which justice and excellence of every kind bring at hand of men and gods, in this life and the next? No objection at all. Then we must give the concession I made in our argument. What was that? ? I agreed that the good man should have a reputation for wickedness and a wicked man for goodness. You said that though it might in fact be impossible for either men or gods to be so deceived, that you want a concession for the purposes of the argument, that we could judge between justice and injustice in themselves without their consequences. Don't you remember? I can hardly deny it, he said. Then now the judgment has been given. I said, I want to ask, so we should agree justice, capital J, or agree to restore justice with a capital J, her good name with the gods and men, so they can rather reward gain from appearances and give them to her possessor, just as we have seen her faithfully giving the benefits of the reality to those who really hold her. That is a fair request. Then we'll first grant neither that the just nor the unjust man's character is hidden from the gods. Yes, if though, as we agreed at the beginning, then we'll love one and hate the other. Interesting contrast to Christianity there. That's true. And the man they love may expect, may he not, all the blessings heaven can give him, except in so far there is a necessary punishment due to him for offenses committed in the former life. Yes, said Glaucon. So we must assume that, continued Socrates, if the just man is poor or ill, or suffering for any other apparent misfortune, is for his ultimate good in this life or the next. This is a key phrase. I underlined the following sentence. For the gods will never neglect the man whose heart is set on justice, who's ready, by pursuing excellence, come like God as man is able. Very similar to, this is my own commentary. It reminds me of the doctrine of theosis, which is a big part of my own thinking, and something I've been thinking a lot in Christianity, but though Plato would never conceive of we could become like God, I believe. If he is like them, they are not likely to neglect him. On the other hand, we must suppose the reverse of all this is true of the unjust man. Most certainly, said Glaucon. These, therefore, are the rewards the just man receives from the gods. I should certainly agree. And what about men? I asked. The truth be told, isn't it this? The clever rogue is rather like a runner who does well over the first half of the course, but then fails. If he is very quick off the mark, but his end is humiliating and runs off with the tail between his legs without any prize, the real runner stays the course and carries off the prize in triumph. Isn't this thing true in general of the just man in any actions and dealings with others or in life itself? Isn't the man whose end gets both the rewards and a good name among his fellow? Yes, said Glaucon. Then we allow me to say all that you said about the unjust man. That is, the just man in the state marry whom he likes and marries his children to whom he likes, and so on, as you say of the unjust man. Conversely, the unjust man will in general even gets away with it when he is young, be cut off and of course and humiliated. His old age will be miserable. He will be object of contempt to citizen and foreigner alike, and will be whipped and suffer all those punishments you so rightly call brutal, torture, and branding. There's no need for me to repeat them. Will you let me say all this? Yes, you may freely say it. Yeah, I think that's just a very powerful passage from the Republic.